As Griffin said, it is a beautiful day here at Bart Kaufman Field, and let's hope it stays that way when Indiana hosts this season's Big Ten tournament. This will be the first time since 2010 that a Big Ten school has held the event, and the first time ever for IU. Bart Kaufman Field is no stranger to premier events, as they hosted the NCAA regional round in 2013 and 2014. And what better place is there to be than Bloomington on a day like today? Guys? Coach, congratulations on your win here tonight. And Kentucky is a team that you'll see in tournament play. And what are some adjustments after watching tonight's performance that you want your guys to make when it comes to tournament time? Here with Nora Ocker, who scored her first career goal today, which happened to be the game-winning goal. Nora, how does this feel for you as a player and for your team to get this win against this ranked team? The Hoosiers have been able to find a rhythm on offense, but their defense might be the bigger story this season. Indiana boasts an NCAA best with 10 shutouts through 12 games. Their sixth straight shutout came against Penn State, and that was a program record for the Hoosiers. Before the beginning of this game, they have not had a goal scored on them in 599 minutes of play. And a lot of this is credited to goalie Trey Muse. He's only allowed 2 goals through 12 games. Indiana comes into today's matchup against number 6th ranked Northwestern Wildcats with a record of 6-6 on the season. 5 of those 6 losses have came to ranked opponents. Earlier this week, Coach Janney expressed the need for a statement win and how that would help the Hoosiers tremendously in postseason play. We'll see how the Hoosiers fare today against Northwestern's high-powered offense and if they can get that statement win. Back to you. Got to have Griffin Dorsey back tonight after his 2-game stint with the U18 team. But who is a player in his absence that stepped up and impressed you? Coach, your team has held tough on the defensive end today. What improvements do you want to make in the second half to give them a little bit of a break?
Yeah.
Indiana senior Craig Dedelo was drafted to the MLB in the 34th round by the Pittsburgh Pirates after his junior season. He decided to forego the start of his professional career and return to Indiana baseball. When asked whether or not he was ready to go pro, he said he wasn't 100% bought into the idea and it just wasn't the right time. Dedelo led the Hoosiers last season in plate appearances and batting average, and his coaches and teammates were very happy to have him and his senior leadership back this season. Luke and Eddie have been talking today about San Francisco, how they've been on the rebuild, and on the rebuild they have been since the hire of Coach Eddie Soto. Soto said that when he came into this program, he really inherited a mess, and his goal was to create a new identity and a new culture. A year ago, they played Stanford and beat them, and Stanford would go on to be the national champions. Soto said that was when people really started to see a change in the program, and that win was encouraging for fans, alumni, and MLS coaches. Today, we've seen them play competitively against Indiana, but Soto said he doesn't care so much about non-conference games. What he's really looking for is conference wins, and he's using their non-conference schedule as a tool to get them ready and help them be competitive when it comes to conference play. Guys? Northwestern boasts one of the best offenses in the Big Ten with 52 total goals scored, second only to Penn State's 60. Northwestern has a lot of players that can score. 7 athletes have at least 4 goals, and 4 of those athletes have 6 goals. Leading the charge for the Wildcats is Isabel Flins. She has 6 goals in the last 4 games, including a hat trick last weekend against the Drexel Dragons. Back to you. The Hoosiers struggled to score last season, but not for lack of trying. They averaged 17.38 shots on goal per game, which led the NCAA, but they only netted 30 of those goals in 21 games. So Coach Todd Yegley set out to recruit a more dynamic set of scorers. We already saw Mason Toy score a goal in this game today, and Griffin Dorsey is another one of those freshmen that have already contributed to team scoring. He secured the win against San Diego with a goal. And another freshman making an impact early is Trey Muse, who is the goalkeeper, and he won this position, which is impressive due to the fact that the Hoosiers boast one of the best back lines in the NCAA and only allowed 16 goals last season. This is definitely a group to keep your eye on during their career here in Bloomington. Guys? Right. Well, the Giants weren't very good to begin with, so we know they aren't making the playoffs. But out of those teams with injuries, which teams do you think have a chance at the playoffs? Welcome to IU Sports Media. I'm Kate Porter. When someone's not doing their job, they risk getting fired. That goes for everyday people and for NFL players. Mike Glennon was fired from his starting quarterback job on Monday by the Chicago Bears. In his place, rookie Mitchell Trubisky, who the Bears drafted with the 2nd overall pick this year. Trubisky won the backup quarterback job with an impressive preseason, beating out veteran Mark Sanchez. He'll get his first chance to lead the Bears in the regular season on Monday as Chicago hosts the Minnesota Vikings. Welcome to IU Sports Media. I'm Kate Porter. Bloomington will play host to one of the biggest college soccer games of the year tomorrow as second-ranked Indiana hosts fourth-ranked Notre Dame at Bill Armstrong Stadium. On Friday, the Hoosiers demolished Rutgers 5-0, moving their overall record to 6-0-2 on the season. Meanwhile, Notre Dame suffered their first loss of the season, dropping a game to unranked Virginia. The Hoosiers have been dominant all season, outscoring opponents 19-2 through 8 games. Tomorrow's game kicks off at 7 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Welcome to IU Sports Media. I'm Kate Porter. I'm joined by Ramir Williams today to talk a little bit about the NFL. And Ramir, I'm going to start off with a question about the Eagles. They are soaring under the leadership of Carson Wentz. Is this a powerhouse that's here to stay, and why would they be a powerhouse here to stay? It was a crazy Sunday in the NFL with several games coming down to the final seconds. The Chicago Bears upset the Pittsburgh Steelers 23-17 with former IU running back Jordan Howard scoring in overtime from 19 yards out to seal the victory. Elsewhere, the New England Patriots needed a last-minute rally to beat the Texans 36-33. The Falcons won in Detroit after the Lions had a game-winning touchdown called back, and the Eagles beat the Giants on a 61-yard field goal as time expired. We'll be back with more sports after these messages. For IU Sports Media, I'm Kate Porter.
Clear?
And we saw another injury. Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson went down with an ACL tear in practice. So that means the AFC South is once again up for grabs. What team do you see finishing that division in first place? Well, there are question marks all over the NFL, and it's always unpredictable, but that's why we love it, right? Thanks for joining us here at IU Sports Media. I'm Kate Porter.